Public relations is a favorite field amongst many students all over the world. And when it comes to PR, Vietnam is a rising star. My guest today is SpeakerPost member Clāra Ly-Le. She is the CEO of EloQ Communications, which is a PR and marketing agency that's based out of Vietnam. She's a crisis communications expert. She's a strategic planning expert. She also is a lecturer. She teaches at Van Lang University in Vietnam. Clara, welcome to the show, The Stories We Tell.
Hi, Kapoor. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, well, thank you for taking the time. So I have 3 questions for you today. And my first one is a little bit about getting to know you. So tell us a little bit about your PR journey.
Hello, everyone. My name is Clara Ly-Le, and I am a public relations consultant in Vietnam with more than 10 years of experience in the field. Early into my career, I received formal education in the West and refined my skills and expertise in the US and Australia. However, my dream was to return to my home country and contribute to the development of the PR industry here. That's why I went back after finishing my degrees and worked my way up in the local agencies. In 2016, I opened my own agency called EloQ Communications, specialized in providing PR and integrated marketing communications activities in Vietnam and Southeast Asian countries. After a few years of working in Vietnam, I realized that the young PR generation here aren't well equipped with the latest industry know-how. This could be due to the fact that PR activities receive less attention in this part of the world than in Western countries. That's why I engaged in academic teaching to close the gap between academia and real-life practices. Believing that knowledge is the backbone to delivering successful PR and marketing campaigns, I strive to feel passion and the spirit of learning to my students. Currently, I'm also serving as the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Public Relations and Communication at Van Lang University to nurture future generations of PR practitioners. And through this effort, I seek to leverage the professionalism of Vietnam's PR industry in many years to come.
Oh, yeah, wonderful. So, I'm not sure if this, if what the students study in Vietnam is different from what we study here in the U.S. I really kind of want to get into that a little bit. Tell me, what are the different career opportunities that students can pursue in public relations in Vietnam, or you could talk about it in general as well.
I don't think this is only limited to Vietnam, but in other neighboring countries that I have an opportunity to work with as well. So there are many things that you can do with a major in public relations. If I have to list them all out, it could go up to, let's say, 100 job titles. To make it brief for today, I'll classify them into 4 categories: media relations, communications, marketing, and account or client services. The media relations branch includes jobs that specialize in building and maintaining positive relationships with media outlets and handle all media-related work, which includes press releases, press events, media interviews, media relations, etc. PR or media specialists need to get acquainted with the journalism world and develop interpersonal skills to build strong connections with the media. And second, communication jobs focus on the public, not just the media. They build and strengthen the company's image and reputation before the stakeholders. This could be done through various channels and content formats, including mainstream media, podcasts, social media, etc. This calls for creativity and content development skills, as well as understanding the public's insights. Third, the marketing side is quite similar to communications, but with a business mindset. Marketing PR specialists usually involved in maintaining a positive public image while promoting the company's products or services to the target audience. And finally, account jobs, which is where I was coming from. This career path can only be found in agencies. Account executives oversee clients' campaign planning and implementation, handle client service, and attract new clients to the company. They are the trusted middlemen to connect the clients, the agency's team, and third-party partners or suppliers to ensure that the campaigns stay on track. However, it is not all there to the career. You can clearly see that there are many overlapping aspects, such as media specialists and communication specialists can both work with the media to send out press releases. So in reality, many jobs entail a bit of everything based on the organization's requirement. My advice is that PR practitioners should understand the nature of the job and apply for the ones that fit them.
Yeah, I think that's very good advice. Let me ask you a couple quick things before I move on to my last question. Where does this whole influencer, social media stuff fit in? Is that a PR person's job?
I believe so. So for public relations, mainly we deal with the public to build and maintain the reputation and the image of the organization or a person or an association, right? So social media or traditional media or any other type of communication is just a tool or a platform for you to communicate messages and attain your objectives. And I believe social media is a more up-to-date form of communications for PR practitioner, and it is one part of our job.
And do you see a lot of that in Vietnam?
Yes, a lot. So nowadays, people believe that the best way to reach out to the younger generations, the Gen Zs, people is through social media. And by social media, it is not only the old ones like Twitter or Facebook, but also via TikTok or Telegram or Discord and other local social media platforms as well. And because the younger generations, they are very quick with information, so very quick with receiving information and sharing information. So being out there, you can either share your own information on the social media platforms, or you can be more passive to listen to the active conversations of the people online. It will certainly help you in many ways. You can get more insight of the target audience. You can know about the industry through the lens of your target audience. And at the same time, you can proactively plan for any upcoming crisis or any upcoming problem that you can foresee on social media. So that is to say that social media helps you not only to share the information, but to listen to the information as well.
Social listening and analytics, right? Okay, very cool. All right. Okay, my last question. So let's say you want to, you're in school or college, right? And there you want to get into PR. How do you position yourself as the ideal candidate for a job? Like, what are the skills that are required for PR students?
Very interesting question, because I actually receive this question a whole lot from my students. So I am sure that many university students nowadays are burdened with the thought that you need to excel in every single aspect, from content development to public speaking to media relations and many more. The reason for this could be due to social pressure, or because of the FOMO, the fear of missing out phenomenon, or because of the overgeneralized curriculum that they receive in schools. But my recommendation is that you should focus on developing skills that are most relevant to you. It is true that SMEs usually seek multitasking personnel, those who can take on different positions at the same time to optimize internal costs. However, to thrive in large corporations, each member needs to have their distinguished expertise. As a result, PR and communication students have to determine a specific career path to develop their expertise accordingly in the long run. To position as an ideal candidate, I propose that you should conduct an assessment of personal fit based on the basic skills required in the industry, which include problem solving, the ability to identify, analyze, and propose sound solutions to business problems. Written communications, the ability to produce explicit and error-free written and graphical content. Oral communications, which is the ability to conduct effective verbal communications and presentation, and job management, teamwork, client relations, and professional skills or formal qualifications needed to handle the task effectively. Once you assess your personal fit, compare it with the job description to identify how you are fit for the job. This would help you understand your strengths and weaknesses and identify your positioning. From there on, you can highlight the key strengths to recruiters and gain their attention, as well as address the concerns regarding the weaknesses. Finally, I would say don't forget to attach a statement of contribution to describe how you plan to make your contribution towards your organization's growth. And yeah, so those are my recommendations.
Yeah. And it looks like it goes way beyond academic, right? There are like social skills and like all this other stuff that they need to know. It's not just academia.
Yes, but I would say it is not from the academic aspect, but also from my industry insights as well. Because usually my candidates, they only highlight their strengths, but they don't compare to see. They just say what they can do, but they don't say what they can do for the company that they are applying for. And then the employer has to think more to find a match. Or if they cannot find a match at all, it will be a loss for the candidate. So why don't the candidates save their time, save their employer's time, and to address specifically to the job's requirement to say, okay, I'm a good fit because not only highlighting the strengths, but also making comparison and say what your contribution will be to the organization.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's great advice. Clara, thank you for taking the time to talk with me today. There is a lot of scope here, and kids can really kind of get into PR, build their careers, and I'm excited for the kids who want to choose this career, because I think it can be really fun. So I will tell you that SpeakerPost members will help you in whatever way that they can to help you, facilitate all your efforts as you continue to build a strong academic as well as a career focused, right, industry focused PR program at your university. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Kapoor. It's my pleasure to be here today with you.